Oh, hell yeah, General Lutz with a big-ass bow. And badap. As you can see, I shot it. Had a different arrow in the bow than was actually shot, because the bow that was in the arrow, the arrow that was in the bow was a hunting arrow, and it would have ripped up that poor punching bag way too much. That punching bag, man, that thing's been shot, stabbed, hit with a stick, hit with a sword. No, it wasn't hit with a sword. And it's even been set on fire and shot. Did I mention that we shot a lot? Yeah, we shot it a lot. And then I even set it on fire once. Because, well, why not? But yeah, one thing that was funny about that I'm pretty sure oh, there's the big TV. There's that big ass TV, and then there's Star Wars: The Old Republic. Old Republic was really a letdown. But anyway, that big TV was cool. Played Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 on it. Because I had to play Mass Effect 1 and 2. Oh, that's a chain gun from Turok 1. But anyway, I had to replay the Mass Effect trilogy when Mass Effect 3 came out because I lost the saves. But anyway, where was I? I was talking about something. There's that other Turok game, Evolution or something along those lines. Apparently the Xbox version is better. I'll just have to take your word for it. I'm still going to complain about it, because even if it was better, it still was kind of a crappy game in comparison to the earlier ones, just because it was really, 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 really linear instead of a Metroidvania style. And I like that Metroidvania style. Let's see, where was I? I was talking about something interesting. And the interesting thing was, you guys probably didn't notice, but I even had a big knife on in that little bit with the bow. You see, my grandfather bought a long time ago a replica of the Rambo knife, and he's always had it in the. He's always had it, and I finally let me borrow it, and I had it on my little webbing there. With that, so the whole Turok look would be complete. You know what's kind of cool? One thing, bit of my ancestry that you guys might not know, which you wouldn't know, is I actually do have some Native American ancestry. I do not know of what kind it is, and as you can see, this is the PC version of Turok 2008. Turok Defense Force, I love that. But I like Turok. I like this game. It's not good, it's not great, but it could have been a lot worse. It wasn't a betrayal, let me put it that way. And you know what? Oh, they got blown up because their brains were nothing but crystals. Folgers crystals, that is. But, this game was actually really good, and I actually had a lot of fun while playing it. And most of the time, I just don't really like modern first-person shooters, but this one really stood out as, well, good. It still was generic as all hell with that regenerative health. Let me tell you this. If they didn't have regenerative health, this would have been a great game. Yeah, it was linear, but the story was actually pretty fucking good. The voice acting was great, and it felt like a very personal journey for Turok himself. And even the final boss was great. And yeah, the final boss was just primarily QTEs, but it still felt very personal. And really, you can't do knife fighting without QTEs. Let me put it that way. And that's what I basically say. This game isn't good by the standards of the old Turoks. Well, no, it isn't as good as the old Turoks, but it's still a good game nonetheless. I don't know. I'm probably not making any sense. I'm bad about that when it's something like this on the cusp. Because this is a game that's good, but it's not good, but it's kind of good, but it's okay, but it's not okay. Stuff like that. Doesn't make any sense. I'm not making any sense. My brain needs to be rebooted. But yeah. I do have a little bit of Native American ancestry in me, as far as I know. But really, when it comes down to ancestry, I usually don't really care. And it's hard to really tell what is, what isn't, and ultimately, does it matter? Nobody tried to give me a light burden to carry 50 guns in. For those that don't know, that's how Turok carries all those guns. In Turok 2. He has this thing called the light burden. I mentioned it in the review. That basically, if he thinks of a gun, he can just whip it out. I'd love to be able to do that. Think of pulse rifle. Oh yeah, 10mm explosive tip, caseless motherfuckers. But still, this game looks really good. Even though it came out in 2008, still looks great. And I'm glad I waited to review this until whatever the fuck year it was. Because I would not have been able to review this on my old... Well, on my old computer. It's not exactly accurate. with my old graphics card. But yeah, there's not really any more Turok related things. I mean, there's this adventure game kind of thing with well, adventure game. What am I saying? It's a crafting game kind of thing called The Stomping Lands, where you can play as a Native American that does dinosaur-based stuff. Then, of course, there's Prey, which I know I need to review. I actually kind of want to review Prey. It's just finding a copy of that is somewhat difficult. And I'm not playing the console version. Because console number one, I mean PC number one. Although if need be, I will play a console version. I jest with that. And what games we got back there? We got Aliens Infestation. Oh yeah. Aliens Infestation, that's a great game. Even though I couldn't actually finish it on the DS, believe it or not. Had to emulate that because my DS is left to right bumper stopped working. Which made playing the game somewhat difficult, because I think that's a button you use to, like, aim upwards. This is actually one of the few modern games I'd actually reviewed up to that point. Most of them were early PC games, or, you know, like, classic console games. Once again, nobody really talks about, you know, Turok. Well, I mean, there were some generic reviews and stuff like that, and I think... See, the only person who reviews stuff quite like me is, Classic Game Room, which I actually did videos for some time. Classic Game Room's Mark, the main guy there, the one that's the most popular. He does old reviews like this, although he didn't really like Turok 1, said the textures were bad. But you know what? I don't care! They like Turok 1, I didn't mind about the textures. But Mark is actually pretty hilarious. He's one of my other favorite internet review guys. Really, I have three favorites myself. There's, of course, the Spoony one, the legendary one, and, of course, well, you might be thinking, no, the Spoony one is the legendary one, but anyway. Then there's Linkara, and then there's Mark from Classic Game Room. Those guys are awesome. I mean, I suppose I like the Nostalgia Critic, but the problem is he just reviews a bunch of bad movies, which gets somewhat old after a while. And then of course, you know, everybody started with the Angry Video Game Nerd, you know? But I don't really like any of his latest stuff, to be perfectly honest. Here I am just getting shot to shit by all these guys. This game, even though it has regenerative health, still is pretty tough. I hope I mentioned that. And also, I hope I mentioned that this pulse rifle is awesome. Even though it's called a pulse rifle and shouldn't be. Yeah, this is a bad idea. I should not just be charging in with this gun, because you get shot and die. Oh yeah, there's the weird jungle cat dinosaur. I think I died, like, right after stabbing that guy. No, I didn't. One of those times where I just stabbed some guy and I got shot immediately thereafter. I think one of those was a reused clip, though. Because I be lazy sometimes. The way I see it, I can be lazy like that, and you guys really shouldn't care. Because you shouldn't notice, because it should go by too fast. And get videos out faster than not. And also, Ron Perlman. Ron motherfucking Perlman is in this game as Turok's well, he's not his friend, but as Turok's ally. How awesome is that? You know, that's one of the things that also made this game memorable. Oh, I hope I show the giant sea serpent in this, because that's one of the reasons why I didn't utterly hate this game, and why even during, this was still during the hate period, all towards the tail end of it, I think, or not, I don't remember, but I think I probably should have I probably should have been fairly kind to this game. Yeah, look at that thing! That is so cool! What games really have that, you know? I remember trying to kill it at first was somewhat difficult, because I didn't realize that you had to blow it up via the vents there. I thought you just had to, like, first shoot its tentacles, and then that'd be it. The thing is scary, and the whole environment looks great. It's awesome. That's why this is still... Why, you know, for a modern game, this game's great, you know? Yeah, Ron Perlman. Thanks for all your help. Thanks, mate. It'd be nice if this game was co-op. I don't think it is. I mean, Ron Perlman's there most of the time, so you think you'd be able to keep playing co-op. But, oh well. Yeah, I think I do mention that it's kind of a rip-off of Aliens and how that's not a bad thing. Like, I'm not going to complain about that. Aliens is great. I like to... Just imagine Aliens meets Turok. I mean, Why would you ever complain about that? And those flashbacks did work quite well. I think, once again, see, that's the problem. There's no real funny production stories for this because it's literally just, I hit fraps and record. Or even when I bought this back in the day, there's nothing really interesting about it, you know? I mean, it's just a game that I played that I thought was okay. And that's pretty much all you can really say about this game. Whereas the Turok, I guess that's my main idea, is that whereas the other Turok games were some of the most exemplary games you could play, Turok 2008 is just okay. And I guess that's, you can kind of say that's bad in and of itself, because, you know, this game is memorable, yes, but not as memorable as Turok 2. You know, 20 years from now, we're not really going to remember anything about this game. Like, even now, I don't even really remember that much except for that, you know, Sea Serpent. Whereas I can remember a lot of aspects of Turok 2. Like, I know, like, even now, if I so chose, and unfortunately I don't, I could go back and play Turok 2 and have a lot of fun with it. Whereas this game, it's just kind of, well, generic, you know? But it's still memorable the first time you play it. It's I don't even know. My brain is steadily not working. I think that's a reused shot, if I'm not mistaken, because, well, how many times and I think that's a reused shot too. I was very bad about that, like I said. But yeah, that TV still works. It's still in existence, and my grandparents still use it. And well, that's pretty much it for this one. Oh, Turok is a good series that could really make a shit ton of money if they did HD remixes of Turok 1, 2, and 3, I would say. Rage Wars should actually be more of just a bonus on something, because it really is just a multiplayer-only game, and in my opinion, not a very good one at that. And with that, it is time for General Otts to leave the building, although not really.